Hello, friends. If you're considering working in the music industry, especially as a musician, or not a musician, as someone who works on music, there are many options that you have. I'm gonna list these job descriptions that you could do in the industry, and I'm gonna order them from the most creative to the most technical. Just to give you more detail about the roles, I'm gonna imagine all these roles are being played or are being performed by a different person, and it's not like just one person writing a song and producing it. I think the most creative job description that I'm gonna start with is a songwriter or a composer. Every song that you hear exists because of a composer. You actually got to be real creative if you want to be successful as a composer. Composers are really important because they're just a crucial person throughout the whole process of making a song, or even after the song is complete. Like the performers might go back to, for performing tips again to see what their vision was. So after the composition of a song is done, let's say you don't want to arrange your own song. What you do is you can take it to an arranger, and what they do is instrumentation, harmonization, structure, and I'll explain what each of these three steps means. Instrumentation is basically just choosing what instruments is going to play in different parts of your song, and basically just assigning them different harmonies and rhythms. I'll talk about arrangement and instrumentation. Like I'll have more detailed videos on this later on. Another thing that the arranger does is harmonization. When multiple instruments are playing, you don't want them all to play the same thing. So that's where harmonization comes in place. So as a composer, if you're not arranging, you're not going to care about instrumentation. So you only write your song for one instrument. Let's say you write it on a guitar or on a piano, and the arranger's job is once they introduce new instruments to your song, they're going to assign them different harmonies. And also, they might do some rhythmic and melodic adjustments so that they make sure that the melody that's being played by one of the instruments is suitable for that instrument. So, for that purpose, as an arranger, it's crucial to know a wide variety of instruments. Another thing that an arranger might do is adjusting the structure of a song. So the arranger has to make sure that the song structure actually fits the original song. Another thing that you can do as an arranger is score preparing. And let's say the producer of that song, the songwriter or whoever produced that song, they don't have the technical knowledge to actually write their own score or notate their music. So as an arranger, you could be hired to basically just notate and prepare scores for, let's say, live performance. So describing a music producer's job is not an easy thing to do since they do a wide variety of stuff. Traditionally, a music producer used to be a project manager, but in today's world, if you wanna be a music producer, you have to be both technical and creative at the same time. So the example of a traditional music producer, let's say you're a composer and you don't have the technical skills to actually produce your song, or you don't have the contacts to outsource for your technical stuff. So traditionally, what you used to do is you just go to a music producer and have them deal with those stuff for you. But again, this is a traditional description. I would say in today's industry, you see a lot of people who actually write, arrange, produce, mix, master, promote their own arts and music, and then they even like make music videos for themselves. They do the promotion. It's as an indie artist, that's the kind of skill set that you have to have. So if I go 5 years back and ask myself if a mixing engineer's job is creative, I would I would have said no, it's just technical. But I would say it does have a creative aspect to it. There is a lot of personality and creativity that you have to put in your mixes if you want them to sound good. So yeah, being a mixing engineer is really technical, really technical, but you have to be creative as well. Here's some of the technical things that a mixing engineer does. So they might oversee the whole recording session process so that they make sure that you get the cleanest and the most professional sound quality that you can get out of your recording session. And actually, you can have something as a recording engineer as well. And just a note here, when I say recording engineer, mixing engineer, mastering engineer, all these people have the skill set to be any of these roles. It's not it's not like you are becoming a mixing engineer and you can't do anything else. You don't have the knowledge, and you don't have the knowledge to do anything else. You actually have to know how to record if you want to be a good mixing engineer, and you do really need to know how to mix if you want to be a good mastering engineer, and vice versa. Once the recording is done, they do a lot of cleaning up, harmonically, rhythmically, or just generally cleaning up. Let's say a poorly recorded drum track. It's just crazy to see what type of outcome some engineers get out of some badly recorded stuff, and it's just magic. It's the creativity that I was talking about earlier. You have to know how to use the tools that you have, and that's the creativity. Where to use what. Nextly is mastering. I talked about mastering earlier too, but I'll give you some more details on it. As I mentioned, it's the last step. So one of the job descriptions for the mastering engineer is basically quality assurance. What they do is, first of all, they check the mix. If they can fix something, they will. But if they don't, they will send the mix back to the mixing engineer or to the producer so that the song is remixed, or they might even re-record some stuff. But if a mixing engineer actually does a good job, what happens is once the mastering engineer gets the track, they might do some cleaning up, and the very last step is they want to make sure that the loudness is up to the standards. I'm not a mastering engineer, but I'll talk about mix and mastering later in another video in detail. But basically, the mastering engineer in this step just wants to make sure that the song is loud enough, and they want to make sure to do that in a way that they don't ruin the dynamics, or they don't distort the song. But yeah, that's basically it. Thank you for watching. I'm gonna talk about all the topics that I talked about today in detail later in my next videos. Hope you liked the video. Please like, subscribe, comment for me if you liked the video. And yeah, see you in the next one.